This is a laptop charger from the early 2000s. It could weigh several hundred grams with the cable and still only deliver about 65 watts of power. And this? Same 65 watts, but weighs only 90 grams. There are three real reasons this happened, and the last one has almost nothing to do with technology. Plus, before you go out and buy one, there's one number on the box that almost everyone reads completely wrong. Old chargers weren't big because they were more powerful. They were big because converting wall power into laptop power is just incredibly messy. Your wall gives you high voltage AC, your laptop wants low voltage DC. To make that conversion happen, the charger switches electricity on and off thousands of times a second. And every single time it switches, a little bit of energy is wasted. Wasted energy becomes heat. Silicon chips did the job for decades, but at higher power in a smaller box, that heat becomes the enemy. So engineers needed more space, more heat spreading, bigger parts. About half the engineering in older chargers went into just dealing with the heat. Then came gallium nitride. GaN doesn't magically remove heat. It still gets warm, but it wastes way less energy while switching, and it can switch much, much faster than silicon. Less wasted energy means less heat to manage. And faster switching means the biggest parts inside can drastically shrink. Simple version, the bulkiest parts in a charger are the transformers. Think tiny energy buckets. If a charger switches slowly, each pulse carries more energy, so the bucket has to be huge. Older silicon chargers switched maybe 100,000 times a second. GaN pushes toward 1,000,000. Every major charger brand now has a GaN line. Anker, Belkin, Apple, Samsung. Nobody is launching a flagship silicon charger anymore. That ship sailed, and the same chip is what made phone charging go completely off the rails. A basic phone charger used to max out at 5 watts. That was the baseline for years. Now we have phones charging at 100, 200, even 300 watts. Fully charged in under 5 minutes. Apple and Samsung are still sitting at around 25 to 30 watts, but brands like OnePlus and Xiaomi have been pushing the absolute limit. That's also where USB-C became important. USB-C isn't just a smaller plug, it's a language. A modern USB-C charger doesn't just blindly blast power into everything. The charger and device actually talk first. Your laptop asks for 65 watts, your phone asks for 30, your earbuds want 5. The same tiny brick handles all of them because it negotiates before it delivers. The final reason chargers shrank is regulation, logistics, and, you guessed it, money. This past April, the EU's Common Charger Law expanded to include laptops. Every new laptop sold in Europe has to support USB-C charging. The official goal is to cut 11,000 tons of e-waste every year. To put that weight in perspective, that's roughly 70 fully loaded Boeing 747s worth of chargers thrown away annually, most of which still worked fine. But for tech companies, this was also a massive win for the bottom line. Smaller boxes mean more products on a pallet, more pallets in a truck, hundreds of millions saved in shipping. A multi-port charger that says 100 watts almost never gives you 100 watts on every plug. That's the total maximum. 100 watts shared across 2 ports isn't 100 watts each. It's 100 watts total, divided however the charger decides. And the charger doesn't know you're in the middle of a video export. If your laptop needs 65 watts, don't buy a 65-watt multi-port charger. Buy at least 20 to 30 watts above your hungriest device. The same gown in your charger is what's now inside EV fast chargers and AI data centers. The same material. The version in your bag just happens to be the smallest application of it. And the cheapest. A decent one runs about $35 to $50 and replaces every other charger you own. You've got 2 choices now. Click this playlist for more deep dives in tech, or trust whatever the algorithm picked for you. Choose wisely.